Hey, hope you guys had a great vacation. Just want to go over a couple things that we've been working on this week. I think as I described to you, down. As I told you when we first met, one of the things that I really like to work on with puppies is self-control issues. Figuring out that hanging out, not being a spaz when you say hello, when you want to play with toys, no. Hazel, down. This is really hard because I'm not paying attention to her, so it's equally more challenging for her. And you can't hear, but there's a deer wrestling in the woods behind us, which I think is also really distracting to her. So at any rate, let me go over a couple of things we've been working on. Really basics. Okay. I've been using a clicker with her, but in addition to that, we can use the marker word yes. So I oscillate between the two. A lot of times when I'm introducing new behaviors, I'll use the clicker and then I'll switch over to using a marker word. So in the beginning, we work on simple name recognition, which means that when I say your name, it doesn't matter what you're doing, how distracted you are, you stop and you look at me. So I'll wait till she looks away. Hazel, yes, good. I'm using just some dog kibble right now, nothing super outrageous. We'll talk about value of treats in a little bit. Hazel, yes, good girl. Okay. Distracted by the camera operator or the bowls of food on the table. Okay. Sometimes we'll play games like this where I'll toss a little treat, go find it. And then Hazel, yes, good girl. So not necessarily using the recall word, but asking her to go do something really distracting and then come back and pay attention. Hazel, yes, good girl. Very nice. Okay, and then we'll work on, I'll show you what we call the reward zone, which is a foundation game for our walking on leash. Okay, it's getting the dog to sit. Come here. Come here. Sit at the same side. So I'm waiting for her. She knows what she's supposed to do. So again, a lot of times, Hazel. Good girl. Hazel. Come on. Come here. Okay, when we're working on reward zone, we're placing a treat on her hip. She looks up at me and I get nice eye contact, I slide the treat down, I reload immediately with a new treat from a pile that's in my opposite hand. The idea is she's not supposed to get up until I give her a release cue. Okay? So we're working on just getting her to stay at my side, give me eye contact. Sometimes I need to go really fast in the beginning to keep her focused. Always touching the treat to my hip, holding it, and then coming straight down the pant leg. There we go. That's very nice. Okay, good girl. Good girl. There we go. All right, then sometimes we'll work on just learning to not move when there's something you really want. Okay, here's her dinner bowl. Every time you feed her, it should look like this. She offers a sit. You should be able to lower the food bowl to the ground. A lot of times she'll lie down for you. I don't care as long as she doesn't go for the bowl until you give her permission. Okay. Okay, I'm just giving her a couple little bites so that I can show you again how this works. She offers a behavior. I don't tell her to sit. I don't tell her no if she doesn't do it. I just stand here. I do what I call controlling the resource. I control the resource. I don't control the dog. The dog has to figure out how to get what you want with a nice behavior. So she sits, I put the food bowl down, I wait. Sometimes, Okay, if that happens, pick the bowl up again. That time I clicked, which was her information. She did the right thing, and then she gets to eat the rest of the food, okay? Jumping behaviors. We've worked a ton on, Hazel, hi! On learning that if you want something, no matter how crazy it is, you sit. Yes, good girl. So that should not happen. No matter how crazy she gets, I should be able to, hey, yes, good. And if she doesn't jump, she gets the toy and we get to play tug, tug, tug. Hey, what? Yes, good girl. So the idea is, again, we want to work to that point where we don't get any of that, but I should be able to do this. Yes, good girl. She knows that jumping means that she's not going to get to play the game. All right? Drop it. Good girl. She wants to restart the game. She sits nicely. Hey. Sometimes she gets annoyed and looks for food, but that's okay. Come here. Hey. Yes. Yes, good girl. Good girl. All right. And then just working through basic cues like on your bed. Down. Good girl. But she still doesn't get up because she doesn't have a release cue. Sit. Okay. Down. Good girl. Sit. Okay. Sit. Good girl. Every time she hears a click, she gets a treat. But I might ask her to do multiple behaviors before she gets a click or a treat. Down. Very good. Sometimes I'll wait in between how long I ask her to do things and how long she has to wait before she gets a treat. Sit. Good girl. Down. So she had to do a little bit longer, waiting. Still doesn't get up until I say, okay, good girl. Very nice. Hazel, come. Good girl. Easy. Sit. So I'm doing this with a remote, so it makes it a little harder to zoom in for video purposes, but I have 3 or 4 or a couple pieces of dog kibble in my hand. And this is how we introduce Leave It. It's called the silent version. Basically show the dog the pieces of kibble, and she has to figure out that in order to get them, she can't steal them. So I have an open fist right now. She's not taking one, so I say, good girl, take it. I take it out of my hand and hand it to the dog, okay? She's still not taking it, so she gets, or stealing it, so she gets a take it from my hand. So again, I start off with maybe 3 or 4 pieces of kibble. I can also put them right on the ground. I'm gonna try to turn her around so you can see. So I put those treats on the ground. I get myself away when she gets better. Take it. If she doesn't steal them, if she tries to steal them, I can cover them with my foot or my hand. As long as she's not trying to steal them, I pick one up and I tell her, take it. I do one at a time until the pile is gone. Take it. Good girl. Harder versions, as she gets better, you show her the treat, leave it. You tell her leave it, and you drop it on the ground. Leave it. So now we're adding movement, take it, to this exercise. So again, 1 piece of kibble, tell her leave it, drop it on the ground. Ah! My bad, rolled right into her face. I do need to be able to control it in case she makes the wrong choice. Here we go, leave it. Very good. Take it. Good girl. Now, for practicing stuff like stealing off of counters or tables, what I want to do is I want to make stuff accessible to her, but I want to make things on the ground even better so that when she makes the choice to leave this stuff that's on the table, she gets better treats that are on the ground. Okay? So leave it. Leave it. Good girl. Take it. Very good. Okay. So I'll try to walk her around the table. What's that? Good, leave it. Good. Make it harder, put the really good treats. Walk away. Good girl. Take it. So she followed me because she knows that I have really good treats. Leave it. Yes, good girl. I'm going to put the really good ones from my hand on the counter. Ah, leave it. What's that? Then I try to just ignore her for a minute or two, so she doesn't think I'm paying attention. Maybe walk away. I'm going to walk out of sight for a minute. Good, leave it. Good girl. Good girl. Very nice. Then I'm going to put some treats in a bowl. Leave it. Leave it. Okay, so let me give you a quick little demo of the gentle leader here. A lot of times when you pick it up, it's going to look like this. It's going to look like a T. And we want to make sure that you push up this loop so that the ring that's attached to your leash, which is going to be this ring, is hanging down from underneath this nose loop. Okay, so again, I'm going to demo. A lot of times it's going to look like this. Okay, you're going to want to make sure that you push up this loop. When you're holding on to it, you're going to see that the ring that's attached to your leash is hanging down from underneath the dog's chin. Now, when I try to get the puppy used to this, and have it wear it for all the meals. So she would put it on and wear it for meals and for walks, and that's it. So I'm gonna take a treat. I'm gonna put it on one side of the nose loop. It's just to go through the nose loop to eat the treat. And then I go ahead and hook this up behind her ears. Okay? So let's see if I can demo that again. I try to make it as smooth as possible. So I hold a treat on one side of the loop. She has to go through the nose loop to eat the treat, and then I clip this up behind the ears, okay? Then anytime she eats, again, we want her to sit first, okay? She needs to receive permission to eat, okay. And then she can go ahead and eat with the gentle leader on. So here's some video of Hazel walking with her gentle leader, okay? So you can see it's nice and loose. She can totally open her mouth. Oh, I know, yeah. So let's go. I'm gonna show you how this works. Okay, it's a little hard to do this while I'm walking, but I wanna show you. As soon as she tries to put her head down to eat stuff, I'm just gonna gently pull up, and then there's some slack in there. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Good girl. Okay. Don't give her a lot of leeway on her leash. Just want to keep her fairly close, within a foot or two of me, so she's not all over the place. Good girl.